Be sure you give an accurate retelling of the events.
I will.
Anyone home? I got here a little bit early. I was a little late last time,
Nonsense.
so.
You are a tick late.
Oh, I,
As you wish.
I was waiting outside a little early.
Dr. Finch values punctuality.
So it shall be.
Well, I couldn't get in.
Color me
My bad.
apathetic.
No matter. Please take a seat.
All right. How are you healing? Heard about that attack.
I'm living, thanks to Dr. Finch. Mikhail had it worse off. He's still in sickbay.
Oh,
But we are alive. Barely.
got it. Yeah, you must be a pretty good doctor then. As I mentioned in my previous letter, there's not a lot of doctors or practicing doctors left in the land, so you have my respect for that.
He is an excellent steward and very good at his work.
Hmm. So, what happened? You've been getting attacked by a lot of different parties here.
Not a lot. One. I was going for a ride. Well, it was nearing the end of a blood moon. I made my way to the Gleaming Meadows, found some people, a dreamer and another of the Red Ripple Inn. They engaged me in conversation, and Mikhail too. He came to check up on me, make sure I was doing okay.
Got it. Yeah, they're pretty cool people. Dreamer, what was it? Red Ripple people? Yeah, they're
Yes.
a lot of Fae.
Tyor. Dreamer's illusion magic is quite excellent. What is far more unpleasant about it is that she saw fit to wield it against me very much violently. After they engaged us in continued questioning, idle curiosity in their words, though stalling, is what it could be more appropriately called. They
Interesting.
sprung a
Right.
trap as we were going to leave and be on our way come morning. And two others attacked as well. It's been a while since
Okay.
I've seen their faces.
So Red Ripple and some of the. Okay, I'm having a hard time keeping track. You're talking about what, Dreamer?
Yes.
He's the person who saved. I mean, they did a ritual to save Hannah's life a long time ago, and she was one of the casters who saved her life.
Yes, and she
That's-
was also the person who yelled, "Get them!" as her friends jumped out from the bushes and tried to kill Mikhail and I like dogs on the road.
I have a question. That's really sorry that happened. I mean, I think it was due to some blood moon craze. You know how dangerous blood moons can be, like amongst Nightkin.
Quite.
So the question, what were you doing in the Gleaming Meadows around the blood moon? That's not a safe place to be. I think I told you before that the werewolves were around that area. I suggested here that well, not this location specifically, but this east location is far enough away from there to keep your family safe.
I'm fond of the illusion magic in the meadows, Alexei. Dangerous or not, and I wasn't going alone. I had Mikhail there with me, and people I thought were friends. But it was not to be.
Got it. Yeah, the magic's there. That's actually where I first met Tilly. One of the first times that I woke her because of the illusion magic there. A lot of situations happened, but yeah, the magic there is very potent and it's relaxing to a lot of people. So I definitely understand.
As you see, both Dr. Finch and I are possessed of some manner of illusion magic, and so it's comfortable, I think is a good word for it.
Yeah, I understand that. You told me that was, oh, it's so long ago. You told me that was something to do with your homeland, right?
Yes. It is a frequent sight in Balaton to see people like us.
Mhm.
Illusion magic is prevalent there, so sometimes it clings to you from the moment you are born. Other times it arises in youth, even adulthood. One can never
Got
be
it.
so sure.
And you said in your family's case that it was inherited from birth, right?
I don't remember saying anything to that effect. I remember having this about myself from when I was very young. It's been 26, 27 years. Hard to say if it was there right from the start or simply very early. But
Got it.
either way, it has been a part of me for about as long as I can remember, yes.
I'm certain everyone here could tell a different story about how they discovered their own glow.
How about you, Dr. Finch?
I traveled to Balaton to practice medicine and found myself one morning surrounded by the illusion magics, both personally and in my hospital.
And in your hospital? So the entire hospital became filled with them? In Balaton, right?
Drenched in it.
Wow.
Absolutely.
It's kind of... Well, it's a little familiar to something we did at our wedding a little while ago.
You were married in Balaton?
You're married.
No, not in Balaton, but here, actually. A lot of illusion magics coating an area. But I'm sure it's very different from how yours originated. Ours was done on purpose. I don't know how yours originated. The source of the illusion magics in your case.
I could not tell you. I operate more in the practical and physical matters of science.
Quite so.
Hmm.
If you weren't so good at it, I don't think you would have had a hope at getting all of that stone dust out of Kale's wounds. Good
Stone
God.
dust?
Yes. It wasn't enough merely to attempt to murder my family on the road. No, since I did manage to barely make it away, as I went back to get his body so I could try and save his life from the slash they made to his throat, I was attacked on the road again while trying to save his life and bring him back here for treatment. And I was faced with a choice in that moment. Come with them, or he dies.
Oh my goodness. That's... I'm sorry. That's awfully familiar to a similar situation I'd faced recently.
Then you will know the choice I made.
Probably the same one I did.
I
You
value
turned yourself in?
I value my family's life. so I went with them. Besides, I wasn't faring much better, even though they'd managed to avoid my throat. It wasn't like I could stand up to the four of them.
Right, right. And what happened if it's not too troubling? What happened after that?
Well, I was busy trying to keep Mikhail stable and alive. He had slashed the throat, the abdomen, and other places on his body. Their version of interrogation involved throwing the both of us into a locked room filled with more stone dust and sawdust than you could imagine.
Why those two?
Because they infected the wounds, made them impossible to clean.
They are particularly unpleasant particulates for wound management.
Yes, irritants. I'm familiar. Okay. Wow. That's brutal.
They forced myself and my dying family into a box full of incredibly unpleasant material so that they could interrogate me at the point of Mikhail's head, going so far as to put me under domination magic for assurances when they let me out.
What? It happened again?
Yes, it happened again.
It wasn't that, and it even wasn't that same Noctum soldier. It was
Was
did
Tyr.
it.
I remember the face. It is seared into my memory.
Wait, you're telling me Tyr did that? That's so strange for him to do something like that.
Is it?
I find that the Fae are often capable of a very concealed cruelty.
Yeah, that's something I noticed as well. They're how do I put this? A lot of the Fae I've interacted with tend to value their own a lot more than others, even amongst Nightkin, and see others as lesser. Just didn't think he had that in him.
Perhaps you've simply not seen that side of him yourself. I have. It's not a pretty one.
Well, that's really disturbing information. Do you know what I mean, what they plan to do from there? I mean, it seems like they're very hell-bent on killing anyone with that illusory glow that you all have.
Yes, they plan to kill us. I am confident in that. They've made one attempt. It won't be long before they make another. Of that I am certain.
Perhaps this place was not safe for us after all.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I thought this place, especially after the recent events, we've finally driven back the shadows and shadow magics that have been in Mortium, that have plagued the rifts that have plagued various areas in Vardarin. Thought it would be a lot safer after that, but clearly not. We're trying to make this place a lot safer so that people don't have to worry about the events such as what happened during the war before you were here, and soon after that as well with the Arbiter. It's troubling to hear that there's so much fighting going on between residents still. But with that said, I can't possibly convince that many of them to I mean, to turn away. Do you have any idea what could have possibly instigated them to do this besides that glow that you have?
They believe that we are people like Lysander. To tell you the truth, I think most of them have believed it since the moment they saw us. I want nothing to do with that man, and nothing to do with the Leviathan he is so intent on serving. It is
Yes, I
best that
remember.
he stays far, far away from us.
Got it. Yeah, I remember having spoken to you about him and mentioning it a little bit, and you did seem very, I guess, distanced about the idea with talking with him after you found out who exactly he serves. That's, I haven't heard from him in a while, but to be honest, I didn't know what he was actually going to do. All I know is that he was very hell-bent on killing these werewolves, and then he gave up that quest and went into deep torpor.
Quite.
I guess people think that you're taking up that type of task again, and they're worried that I might have some blowback.
Remind me
Well-
how you signed your letter again, Alexei?
In Axiom's name? Was it something like that? Hold on, let me double check. But yes, I knew Lysander from, well, when we served in the war together under the cults. I am one of the few remaining members of the cults that remains in Vardaren. Yasad and I.
And what do you think of Lysander and the cult?
Lysander has his beliefs, and we fought together very well on the battlefield. Going to be honest, when he started working under the Leviathan, I was inclined to help him because of what had happened in the Cursed Forests a couple cycles prior. Several of these werewolves were attacking some of my friends, and they were attacking these spirits that resided in the caves northeast from here. But several of them, I mean, they beat those werewolves. They beat up many of my friends, and I had to take up blades against them to put them down before they could do so. It's not something that I enjoy doing, but it's something that I needed to do, and it's something that I would always do to protect the people I care for. And as they were the instigating party, I wanted to make sure that they couldn't do so again. So I put an end to them. I don't know if you've spoken with Yasad yet on where he is on all this, but that's at least where I stand. However, since he is technically my superior within the cult, I am bound to do whatever he sides with as well.
So you're familiar then with Yasad?
Yes, he is the other person who served alongside me with the cults, and was a lot more devoted to their cause than I could possibly be, because I was trying to run a hospital, or at least protect the people who are running the hospital.
Hmm. It is important to keep a hospital in appropriate condition. Doctors like Finch, minds like theirs are hard to come by. They are a
And
rarity.
It's gonna be harder to come by more. Hannah's no longer with us, but and our other doctor is in deep torpor.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned I have respect for what you do, Dr. Finch. It's not easy to be a doctor in these lands, especially when you're treating people from various backgrounds, regardless of how much you're persecuted, because of the glow you may have.
I also have to consider my mortality, as we are all very much human.
Quite so. That is why I would not, after the events of last month, I would not take any meetings outside of our own home. It's not safe to do so. Not now. I don't know who I can trust. I don't know who is
Kind
safe.
enough to invite me into your home, and I remember you offered previously to make weapons to help deal with a particular vampire that we had in a shared hatred towards.
Yes.
So I thank you for that.
Silver is an effective and necessary tool against vampires when you are as fragile as we are. As you well know, vampires are faster, they are stronger, they are deadlier. If you don't do something to level the playing field, you're just another victim.
It's good to stay prepared, and I definitely know the feeling. But given the amount of violence that's come to your family, what is it you plan to do? Do you plan to leave here before something else happens?
Once Mikhail is in condition to travel, yes, I think our time in Vardern is quickly coming to an end. Maybe we'll go south to Lumira. I don't know. It'll be further away from the illusions and the Leviathan and everything.
Lumira. Isn't that closely related to Luminance? Those light worshippers?
Devil you know, devil you don't, Alexei.
Yeah, I trust them much less than the people here, but unfortunately, yeah, that's a chance you're gonna have to take. I wish we could have made this place safer sooner, but... You hear something? Thought I heard a horse outside. Is this place... This place isn't very safe to talk from eavesdropping.
It's
We
our
have very little
home.
private things to say.
It's our home. It's, you know, it's not a war hall.
Got it. No, I just heard people outside. Or at least a horse outside. Anyways, well... Wish you safe travels then, if you're going to do that. But I don't think they're gonna let you leave in that same... I mean,
I don't think
it's
we
not
have
gonna be
any
as easy.
I don't think we have any intentions on telling them when we leave.
That's good. That's good.
We'll simply be here one day and then we won't be. Unfortunately, we're not ready yet to make our great escape, as it were.
Right, because Mikhail's injured. He's not gonna survive the travel.
No. He needs constant medical care at the moment.
Mm. Trying to think. Yeah, since you're not Nightkin, coffins won't work.
Cover of the Sun works excellently.
That it does, but that also makes you more visible. There's no real good docks to the south of here, though. But your family is small, you might be able to slip out on a small boat. It's just the drop down from the cliffs is not suitable to humans.
There are passages through the crypt that I am aware of.
And there's ways out.
Got it.
Finch has been keeping an eye just in case we needed to make a quick escape.
Okay. Well, I would really, really rather not raise up blades against my friends. However, could potentially buy some time. If I knew when you were gonna make the escape, if I knew where it could be, I could slow them down, or perhaps misdirect their attentions. But of course, you don't need to share that if you don't trust me. You could share that with Assad if you'd like, if you feel more trusting with him.
If we should find ourselves in need of your aid, we will do right.
Alright. Sounds good.
Quite so. For the time being, it's simply a matter of patching our wounds and trying to keep safe. We are careful with who we even invite to our door, as in the process of getting out from those of the Umbered Circle who of the Red Ripple, who kidnapped me, took me prisoner, I told them I would lead them to our home, and that there would not be a fight. I held true to both of those things, and closed the door on them.
Wait, hold on. If I heard that correctly, so you brought the folks from the Red Ripple here, and then closed the door on them?
I had no choice. They had me and Mikhail at knife point. They wanted to know where we lived, so I said I would bring them to the door, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
So they know where we reside. It was a sacrifice I had to make to save Mikhail's life.
Right. Otherwise, yeah, I understand the weight of that.
And
So I know where
yes,
you live. You know that likely means they're gonna organize some sort of siege, right?
I'm quite aware. But Mikhail is alive, my family is alive, and that gives us a chance. I can only hope that he will recover enough for us to make our escape by the time that they marshal an army and bring golems to our door.
Yep. Hopefully under the hands of your talented Dr. Fitch, that'll be something you can do within the next cycle, or you think that's not a possibility?
That depends. What do you think, Doctor?
We would risk rupturing Mikhail's stitches. He would bleed internally and die.
Hmm.
Then no. He will need more time to recover from the severity of his injuries, made infinitely worse by the mass addition of stone dust.
I've heard of injuries, but I've never heard of something like that. Infecting a wound to make sure that healing process is even worse. That's rather inhumane.
Well, they're not humans, are they?
I'm
It
not
is
either.
tendable,
even
but
then,
the cleaning process is particularly painful. It is torture, plain and simple.
right, to get the dust out of the wounds. See, well, as mentioned, I can help you if you need it. If something happens, you can write to me. I don't live terribly far from here, but I really don't know what they're going to do as of yet. I've talked with Tyre, and from what he told me, they told me that, I mean, people with that type of glow always serve under the illusion Leviathan, and that they're just braving to kill werewolves whenever they get the chance. But clearly, that's not the case. Seeing here,
And did I not tell you of the moment in time in which we found a werewolf?
you
We
did,
stayed
and I
with
shared that
them
letter
for the
with many
duration of
people.
the blood moon. Good. Though it seems that many of them don't believe it. But it's
No.
regardless the truth. We stayed with the werewolf for the duration of the blood moon. They didn't want to tell us who they were, which is understandable. Werewolves are hunted, persecuted by people like Nysander, and we let them go. Somewhere in the South Farbane, I don't know where. I didn't follow. I didn't need to know.
I wonder why Nysander is so compelled to hunt the werewolves. I really wonder why the case.
People like Nysander serve the Leviathan, Alexei. People like him, yes, they are compelled to hunt the wolves, but they are in turn compelled to take from... I don't want to get into it.
It's all right if it's a bit of a touchy subject, but like I said, I understand. The cult I served under had a lot of difference. Admittedly, I'm not very versed in religion or serving under Leviathans as Yasad is, but I know a friend I know to help a friend who's in need. That's all I can say.
And I thank you for it. Though, you'll forgive me, I know you have an association with the people who just recently tried to kill me.
I
And
do.
to be somewhat direct with you, I'm not sure I can truly trust that you'll be on our side when push comes to shove, if they, and frankly when they, make an attempt to kill us again.
That's why I was so surprised when I found out that Tyor did that to you, the same thing that Charybdis did, because he was the one who officiated my wedding. I had my wedding there, and he officiated it. So you can imagine my surprise when I found out.
When did you find out, if I might ask?
Just now, from what you told me. I'm gonna have to have a talk with him about that. But he's been a very close friend to me. He helped sever my sire bond that I was telling you about last time. And that process, the aftermath of that nearly killed me. And it did nearly kill him as well. So to hear that he's picking on, humans with a form of illusionary magic on them, it's a little heartbreaking, to be honest. But I understand if you can't trust me.
We don't know who we can trust, Alexei. It's not really a personal thing.
I get it.
When people we've had pleasant conversations with are quick to stall us in pleasant conversation, draw me into an ambush, attempt to kill my family, imprison me, and dominate me with domination magic, try and force me to do their bidding, I'm a little hesitant. And I don't know what faces are friendly and what faces aren't.
If you should hear anything, advance notice would give us time to move those most wounded among us to a safe location.
To
We
move
are
what? To a safe location?
those very wounded among us, like Mikhail.
Yes.
There's more than
We
just him?
are not. Well, Jessie is not in a great condition herself,
Okay, yeah.
and she is under strict doctor's orders to stay out of strenuous activities.
I've been being good. I haven't been going outside or, fighting or anything.
But we are not like Night Kid. We do not get up when we die. That is it for us.
Yep. I definitely know. The human that I cared for, Tilly, she was human as well.
Was?
Yes, was.
I'm sorry for your loss.
She was actually turned. I don't know exactly. I think it was about a septurn ago. So yes, she has joined me in the night.
I see.
I see.
I understand the amount of stress that it is to have to care for someone or even just have your own mortality at risk, especially when you're under, persecution There was a time where I had to follow her around just because she had been followed by our mutually hated Nightkin. So I followed her around for an entire cycle. Because she was afraid for her life.
All I simply wish for is to escape this place with our lives.
Quite
And
so.
I hope you can make that happen.
That's the intention.
Alright, well, tell me, don't tell me. I just hope that you can make it out of here.
Thank you,
And-
Alexei.
But did you need anything of the sort? Or, I mean, I guess I can talk with Yasad later on how he plans to help. But as I mentioned, if he's going to be helping or not, that's up to him. But I'm going to be helping him with whatever he decides to do. If he's alright with it. He is the leading index of our organization, so.
I suppose I'm curious, what does Yasad intend to do? If you know.
I don't know. He was recently mentioning that he had spoken with you, and that was about it. He was, what was it? Headed to Torpor very quickly. We crossed each other on the road, actually not far from here, I think just to the east of here, while I was going to charge some gems.
Yes, we spoke with him.
He did look rather excited though before. He went to Torpor, that's all I could tell. I haven't spoken with him yet though.
I see. Yes, I imagine Yasad was... I don't know. He's an odd man. From my gauge on him. Very particular.
He is, but he is very loyal too.
Kind of like you, Dr. Finch, honestly. Particular.
I shall be the judge of that myself.
Yeah, well.
What do you mean by particular?
Do I really have to explain?
Maybe, I guess. I'm curious now.
Uh-huh. Well, let's start with the moose that you hate so much.
Ashling is lucky that I appreciate their company as much as I do.
Yeah, the moose. Is this the same moose from all those years back?
Ashling's very fond of it.
Okay. I find myself wary of it.
Yes, it's best to be a little on your guard.
Mm-hmm. There's a saying in these lands to beware the moose.
Sensible.
Beware its lack of hygiene.
At least he hasn't made its way into your treating areas, right?
No.
Absolutely not.
Have you maybe considered locking him outside? If you're concerned with sanitary reasons?
I have considered locking it 6 feet underground, but Ashling protests.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I've seen another place with a moose wandering inside.
How about next door, where there's also a moose that Ashling protests any mention
What?
of getting rid of?
Okay, you gotta show me this. Just next door to the east?
I believe so. It has been a while since I've left the dome.
Yes.
Oh,
It's there somewhere.
forgot that you're not too willing to leave at the moment.
Yes, I'm trying to make a point of not overly exposing myself to potential ambushes.
Have you had reason to believe that they're waiting outside or something like that?
Yeah,
Warning.
because when I locked the door on them to save my own life, they proceeded to wait outside, and there's been scarecrows everywhere for like the
Scarecrows?
whole month.
They were very insistent on learning our location.
Very insistent.
So they're tracking your movements inside the building and whatnot?
As best they can.
Okay. I do have to depart to some spirits relatively soon, but it's troubling to know that the Embered Circle is doing all this. Interesting.
Well, they're in the currently trying to murder us, so
Yeah,
we're a little on guard right now.
understandably so. And I would 100%. I mean, the second I thought, well, once I thought that people learned the location of the hospital, I doubled, tripled the guard in the hospital as well. And since you don't have, you don't have the ability to hire or obtain helpers or bodyguards in a certain manner, the same way that we do, leaves you rather vulnerable.
Quite.
Hmm.
I'd rather not walk out my front door and have my throat ripped.
I'll see what I can do to try and calm tensions down over with them. As you mentioned, that I do know them personally, and I can try and talk things through with them. Although, I will admit they do seem very hell-bent on, for whatever reason, on taking your lives.
Yes. Well, did they happen to mention to you what that reason was?
They did, but I can't possibly. I mean, from what I know, I can't possibly believe that that sort of thing is. Feasible. They
Well,
said that you had kidnapped one of their own, which is a good reason to be pretty angry, but
really? That's what they're going around saying? Well, in that case, Doctor, I think we have to imagine that they'll bring a whole army to our door. Save this person they think we've taken. That's going to make things worse.
A person we're going to be unable to produce as we don't have
Yes,
them in our
because,
care.
you know, they're not here.
Granted, I don't know the merits on which they speak, but in the same sense, I don't know either of you too well either, so I'm honestly just trying to stay out of this whole thing. I have a honeymoon to go on, and recently just got out of a trial with my wife. She was recently on trial, as you might have seen on the Waygates.
Oh.
Honeymoons are wonderful parts of your life.
Mhm.
I enjoyed mine with my wife, God's rest her soul. You should certainly go and enjoy your own.
Yes.
That was the plan. I'm tired of all this fighting. It's been an entire age of fighting, much like the ones I had to do in the past.
I'd, advise it's probably for the best if you stay out of it. It's gonna get really violent, and unless you want to throw yourself in the middle of that, it's probably best that you stay out of the way.
We're planning on leaving sometime here as well. So, once the whole, I never got to mention, I'm sure you've heard of the, I believe, what was it, scion of sort that's running around here in Vardaran? Someone by the name of Telkar.
I'm not really
think they posted-
familiar.
about?
I think I've heard the name, but I'm sort of trying to keep my distance from whatever that is.
Yeah, not worth your time. Something that I need to deal with before we leave here. So, going to be honest, whatever the hell is going on, if you did kidnap them, if you didn't, I'm not particularly involved in that. I just want to get revenge for Hannah. That Telkar was the one who killed her.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm. So I'll speak with Tyor to see what I can do about potentially delaying whatever attack they have.
Yes, just let me know what he says. I'm curious what lies he's telling in my back after he mind-controlled me and tortured my friend at the point of death in front of me.
Got it. Alright, well, I will need to be departing very soon. Urgent
Alright.
spiritual matters.
I won't keep you. Be well, Alexei.
You will. And hopefully next time we meet, we won't be, well, if we do meet again, you'll be either, well, you'll be healthy.
I hope so too. Now, you get home safe.
Alright. Get some rest.
As you wish.
We must be certain to prepare.
Quite so. Walk with me. Yasad, I believe, can be trusted. That one, not so much.
I see.
Yasad has proven himself. Even helped bring misery to this one at the point of some of the silver daggers.
I shall need to perform a medical examination before we, carry on with the procedures.
That does seem appropriate, yes. You have your machine. Do with it as you will. On account of Yasan's exemplary performance, I made the decision to allow him to view the altar room, though naturally he wasn't allowed inside. He is a steward of Shadow and an excellent one at that. He will be an ally in this. As for Alexei, my hope is that he stays out of it.
He has already stated he'll follow your sword.
Yes. And that is a good thing. I will write Yasad on the subject, actually, now that you mention it.
I will return to my studies and make sure I'm fully prepared.
Of course. I'll send a letter out.